The Oura Ring has become one of the most popular health trackers on the planet. It tracks your sleep, heart rate, activity, and recovery, all from a device smaller than a wedding band. But every Oura Ring has one unavoidable problem. The battery will eventually fail and there's no way to replace it. Today we're tearing down the Oura Ring 5 to see why that is. Take a look at the CT of the Oura Ring 5 and you'll see the problem. The PCB and battery are sandwiched between two metallic layers sealed in with epoxy. There's no way to get that battery out. Once it's spent, so is the whole device. At $400 plus the cost of a monthly subscription, that's a big problem. And it's not a few isolated cases we're talking about here. Reddit is rife with stories of Ouras going from holding a charge for a week to requiring daily charging. Eventually, you'll wake up to find your Oura won't hold a charge at all. Aside from fighting to protect your hard-earned cash, we're also fighting to keep disposable electronics out of the e-waste stream. Nothing in this teardown is going to be surprising, but hopefully it'll help inform you on your next purchase. So let's jump in and take a look at what an Oura Ring 5 disassembly looks like. The Oura Ring 5 is a little different to the last smart ring we worked on. The Oura Ring 2 and Galaxy Smart Ring both had a shaped layer of epoxy on the inner band that needed to be melted off. Not so here. I've got two titanium bands sandwiching a layer of epoxy running through the center seam of the ring that I need to somehow extract. Scratching it out isn't gonna work, and short of a chemical bath, the next best way to get that glue out is with heat and something sharp. It's really not a pretty sight, and as you can imagine, there's no way this ring is being reforged into anything useful. About 5 minutes into my 30-minute ordeal, I get a whiff of the telltale stench of a pierced lithium battery. The heat must have made its way to the very thin cell and ruptured the pack. Slicing the epoxy away on both sides gives me an opening, but I don't really see any progress until I start digging the glue out. And still that's not enough. Despite all my prying, that inner ring doesn't want to budge, and I'm forced to cut through the thin outer titanium shell, which, to my surprise, gives way pretty readily. I got lucky in that I managed to slice right through the battery connector and most of the PCB is still intact. And the word intact is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. This ring might as well be dropped into Mount Doom for all the good it's gonna do anyone now. Removing the outer layer reveals how the ring is put together. The inner titanium band is slathered in glue and the flexible PCB and battery are wrapped around the inner layer. I need to apply more heat to liquefy the glue under the PCB and carefully pry away the electronics from the titanium. With the PCB out, we can see that it has a fair bit going on. The battery, the sole reason for all this carnage, is marked as a 10.5 mAh cell. That's tiny, but about average for these ultra-compact devices. On the reverse side are the ICs running the device, the powerhouse being what appears to be an Ambic Apollo 3 Blue ultra-low power system on chip. And look over here, there's a little guy sketched into the PCB with the name Oulu inside. That's a shout out to Oura's origins in Oulu, Finland. And that's really all there is to say about fitness trackers crammed into rings. They're literally worse than AirPods, but at least AirPods batteries can be replaced with a lot of skill and effort. To their credit, Oura does have a recently announced recycling program that lets you responsibly dispose of your device, and they've also announced plans on developing a replaceable battery. But these rings? Well, for now there's no redeeming quality about them. They're gonna work for a while, but there's gonna come a time where you're gonna have to throw them away or be at the mercy of Oura's warranty support team. Expect mixed results on that front. Some have had good experiences either getting replacements and discounts outside warranty, others have been left high and dry. While I don't know of a repairable alternative to the Oura Ring, I can point you to a fitness tracker that's designed to last. It's a different category of device, but for the price of an Oura Ring 4, the Pixel Watch 4 is designed to be easily repairable, and Google is even supporting it with publicly available manuals and parts. Check out our Pixel Watch 4 teardown if you want to see what a truly repairable device looks like. As for the Oura Ring, I don't think it's even worth scoring. What score do you think it deserves?